Hello all and welcome to the online class of AP Global School. This is our classics of Unit 1. In our last class, we have learned that what are the types of food that are based on the nutrition. Other than these foods, there are some more foods that are very essential for our healthiness. That we will discuss in our today's class. And we will also find the answers for these three questions that are how to cook healthy, what is meant by healthy diet, and what happens if we don't follow this healthy diet. These are the goals for our today's class. So for achieve them, let's start our today's class. As we have discussed in our last class, there are some more food other than this nutrition food are also essential for our human body. In that, one of the food is roughage. The peel or upper layer for any fruit, vegetable or grain is called as roughage. These roughage mainly made up of cellulose. This cellulose helps our body to digest the undigested food in our stomach. This prevents our body from constipation. And roughages are also helps in preventing from diseases like cancer. Fresh fruits, vegetables and unpolished grains are some of the sources for these roughages. Now the next one is water. Firstly, water is not a nutrition food. However, it is very important because 70% of water is present in our body. And also it will play a major role in so many activities of our body. That are, water helps in absorbing nutrients. Suppose we have taken a carrot and it contains A vitamin. Our body can't absorb the A vitamin directly. In that case, water plays a major role in absorbing that nutrient. Next use is water helps in transportation of substances inside our body. Because of this, energy is transferring throughout our body. Next use is water helps in removal of waste in form of urine and sweat. After the digestion of food, the waste that has produced by the digestion process is removed by the water in the form of urine and sweat. Next use is water helps in regulating our body temperature. As we know that in summer we consume so much of water. Because for maintaining our body temperature, this water is converted into sweat and makes our body cool. In this type of cases, we lose so much of water. If it continued to a longer time, our body gets into a condition called dehydration. In this case, we should drink water immediately, or else our body will get into unconscious. Milk, fruits, vegetables are some of the other sources of water. With this, we finish the discussion about essential foods. Now we will discuss about the questions that I have given in our beginning of the class. In that, the first one is how to cook healthy. Generally, people say that cooking is an art. Yes, it is an art. Preparing a tasty food doesn't mean that it is always to be healthy. One should know at least about the basic scientific processes and what are the nutrients that the food is containing. Then only the cooking will be more effective. There are some points that we have to remember when we are cooking. That are overheating, overboiling and deep frying we should avoid. Because if we do like that, then the proteins will be destroyed. And it will also add extra calories that which we don't want. And one more point is vitamin C can be easily destroyed for overheating. And the next one is excess of water in cooking is not desirable. Because if we add more water, then the quantity of nutrients will be diluted. So we have to use only as per our requirement. And the next one is much more important. That is, washing of cut fruits can be avoided. If we wash like this, then we will lose so many nutrients in water. Instead of washing like this, we should wash before we cut that fruits or vegetables. And washing rice and peas so many times again and again also can be avoided. Intense washing of rice and peas will remove the B1 vitamin that is thiamine from that food. These are some of the points that we have to remember when we are cooking. With this, we got to know how to cook healthy. Now we will go for the second question, that is what is meant by healthy diet. The food that we consume every day is nothing but our food diet. Eating a food with sufficient nutrition, roughages and water in regular times is called as healthy food diet. By following a proper diet, we will be healthy. This food diet depends on so many factors like age of the person, gender, type of the work or physical activity that the person is doing, weather, condition of body that mean whether he is diseased or healthy, and the amount of the nutrients that the person is required. Now we will see the some of the nutrients that are required by the different types of people. Children and elderly people require more proteins in their diet. Pregnant women need a diet with protein, calcium and iron. People involving in heavy physical activities require more carbohydrates. Why? Because they are energy giving food. And the last one is when we have disease, we should avoid the fatty food because it will increase our body heat. These are some of the nutrients that are required by the different people. With this, we got the answer for what is meant by healthy diet. Now we will go for the third question. That is, what happens if we don't follow this healthy diet? So let's find the answer for this third question also. If we don't follow this healthy diet, we will get deficiency diseases. For example, for any human body, we need appropriate nutrients for growth and development. Suppose we are eating carbohydrates regularly and we neglected this protein food. Then, over a period of time, these proteins will be deficient in our body. If this deficiency of nutrients continues to be a longer period of time, this deficiency will be converted into deficiency disease. So we should take the food with appropriate nutrients. There are various deficiency diseases due to the lack of nutrients. In that we will discuss some of those deficiency diseases. In that the first one is kwashiorkor. It causes because stunted growth, discoloration of hair, patchy skin, thinning of legs, swollen stomach, and having a problem in brain functioning are some of the symptoms or signs for this kwashiorkor. And the next one is marasmus. It causes by the lack of proteins and carbohydrates. Thinning, weight loss, weaknesses, and loose folds of skin are some of the signs or symptoms of this marasmus. Next one is night blindness. Night blindness causes due to the lack of A vitamin. Poor vision in dim light is a sign or symptom for this night blindness. Next one is beriberi. Beriberi causes due to the lack of B1 vitamin, that is thiamine. Weakening of muscles, altered muscle coordination, and degeneration of nerves are some of the signs or symptoms for this beriberi. Next one is pellagra. Pellagra causes due to the lack of B2 vitamin, that is riboflavin. Inflammation of skin, diarrhea, and memory loss are some of the signs or symptoms for this pellagra. Next one is scurvy. Scurvy causes due to the lack of C vitamin. Bleeding gums, internal bleeding, and delayed in wound healing are some of the signs or symptoms for this scurvy. Next one is rickets. Rickets causes due to the lack of D vitamin, that is lack of calciferol. Softening and weakening of bones, bow-shaped legs and easily breakable bones are some of the signs or symptoms for this rickets. Next one is osteoporosis. Osteoporosis causes due to the lack of calcium. Bones and teeth decay is the symptom for this osteoporosis. Next one is goiter. Goiter causes due to the lack of iodine. Swelling of the thyroid gland, poor growth in infancy, and mental retardation are the symptoms for this goiter. Next one is anemia. Anemia causes due to the lack of iron. Low energy levels, paleness, loss of appetite, and reduced growth are some of the symptoms for this anemia. And due to the lack of phosphorus, we get bad teeth and bones, and also weakness. And the next one is fluorosis. Fluorosis caused due to the lack of fluorine. Weak teeth and bones are the symptoms for fluorosis. Next one is muscle cramps. Muscle cramps caused due to the lack of sodium. Loss of appetite and weaknesses are some of the symptoms for this muscle cramp. Next one is low blood pressure. It is caused due to the lack of chlorine. Muscle cramps are the symptoms for this low blood pressure. Next one is muscle cramps. Muscle cramps causes due to the lack of magnesium. Muscle weaknesses, irregular heartbeat and nausea are some of the symptoms for this muscle cramps. These are the some of the deficiency diseases that caused by the lack of nutrients. And this will end up with our first unit. that is food we consume. Hope that you understand well. Thank you all. Stay safe.